GQ. It's not GQ. I'm just in my studio. We're gonna do our version of the GQ essentials. I'm gonna show you my jewelry making essentials. Okay, number one, you're gonna see I have a bajillion of these. These are my Keiga Clippers. I love these because they have both a flush side and a angled side, and they're just extremely strong. All the jewelry I make, I do through the last wax casting method. So I come out and I have castings and they have little screws off them, and I'll use these to clip those screws off. I cannot live without these. I'm completely obsessed. The other thing I would say is one of my biggest essentials is glue. This specific glue, it's a 5-minute epoxy made by DevCon. I learned about this glue from my mentor. She told me about it. We used to glue stones in for her collection using this, and I've just never tried anything else because it works so well. The only thing is you only have 5 minutes, so it starts to harden really fast. So whenever I'm using it, I kind of lay out all my pieces, lay the stones out, make sure everything fits into my settings, and then I'll apply the glue like as fast as I can, kind of like an assembly line, like glue, 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 and then I put the stones in. But I'm obsessed with this stuff. I have a bunch of packs. I buy it in bulk off Amazon. So if you're a jewelry maker, you're probably used to lighting your torch with one of these little flint clickers. But one of my favorite things that I've recently discovered is this electric torch lighter. It's really crazy. You just put the light right up to it and it just lights it on fire. You don't have to use this flint. You don't have to use this hand pressured tool. And it's just so quick and easy. This is like such a life hack. It makes everything so much quicker. The only thing is, if you are doing it on your desk, make sure there's nothing near, because you can definitely catch plastic on fire with this torch. Trust me, I've done it. Plastic and my hair plenty of times. Another one of my essentials is going to be my apron. I don't want to get my outfit totally messed up when I'm in the studio, so I usually try to cover up with something. And this is an old vintage apron that I got on Etsy. It's obviously been through a lot with me. I don't think I've ever washed it even once. It has all these holes in it, and I just love how worn it is. It has that exact feel of like a vintage t-shirt, and I don't think I'm ever going to retire it. I'm just going to keep wearing it until it literally falls to pieces. But yeah, sourcing a vintage apron, it just feels a lot better when you're sitting down and you have one of those new crispy aprons. The way that it kind of folds and sits on your body is really uncomfortable. So getting something that's already worn in like this, highly recommend. So my last essential is kind of random. It's basically all these little dishes. I feel like I kind of look like a hoarder when I'm in my studio because I have all these little dishes randomly filled with things. These ones were made by an awesome ceramics artist based in London. Her shop on Etsy is called Cabin Shop, Kabin. And I've gotten all these dishes from her for my studio and for my store, and I'm just obsessed with them. But I also like keep everything. You can see I have all these little nubs from these this tool that I use to clean. It's like a black compound wheel. And instead of throwing these away because they're basically completely used, I keep them just in case I need to clean like the inside of a ring someday. I mean, I would have to clean the inside of 100,000 rings to have to use all of these, but I keep keeping them. So I think here's another example just right here. I have this other bowl, So I think there's tons of bowls, little tiny bowls where you can keep all your supplies kind of sorted. Is another one of my essentials. My last essential is going to be some space for you to store your scraps. So you can go and you can recycle them. All of my silver scraps I keep in these little baggies, and I have a big bin of metal scraps that I'll send to the refinery. So definitely a place to store and collect your scraps so that you can send them back to be recycled. You can actually check out an earlier video where I talk about the ways that I have made my studio sustainable and the way that I've run my businesses in a more eco-friendly way. Thank you so much for watching. Like, subscribe. You guys can leave a comment down below if you have any questions, and I'll be happy to answer it as best I can. Thanks for having me, GQ. See you next time.